Perfect, perfect. Okay, hey, what's up, peoples? How are you doing today? I'm back. Let's give a chance for everyone to get going. Oops. I got you. My bad. There we go. Okay. All good? Yep. Switch some stuff around. There we go. Now we're getting everything back to the right order. How have you guys been? Where are you? I know Steve will be here in just a minute. Steve just sent me a picture of the coolest thing ever. I'll wait for him to get here before I talk any more about it. It was awesome. Legendary. They're going to write songs about things like this. The glasses are off, so I can't see who's here. Who it is? Hello, Evie. Hi, hun. At least one person's here already. All right. There we go. Now we got some people jumping in and joining. Hello, hello, hello. Consider the lilies. Why not? What do you got against the flowers? No. What about, think of the robins of the field. Now he's going on about the birds. That's great. Hello, Coaster World. Consider the lilies. Consider the lilies. That's what I think everyone's going to be told today. Consider the lilies. Think about the flowers. Just think about them for a second. Got someone talking to you. There we go. Cleaning up the studio. Okay. Got myself a nice monster.
Consider the lilies and I freaking sneeze.
Consider the lilies made Evie sneeze. That's funny. Got myself a nice monster to drink while we're doing our live stream here, which is the Mango Loco. If you guys haven't had the lilies, yes, the flowers. Consider the lilies. The la 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 la.
That's what you sounded like.
Consider the lilies. Everybody's going against the flowers. There's nothing against the flowers. Well, then think of the robins of the field. Oh, now he's having a go at the birds. That's great. Okay. What do you got against the birds? No. This is delicious, by the way. There's very few energy drinks that I would say that taste like a fruit juice that's supposed to. And Monster knocked it out of the park with a home run, I would say.
Right. Thank you, Coaster World.
What?
I saw it. He said, bless you.
Bless you. Right? Well, yeah.
Putting together a puzzle.
She's doing this awesome puzzle over here, so she's tuning in to hang out and chat, and I'm going to hang out with you guys. I was just talking to Evie just a second ago, and I said to her, I was like, I don't like church, but I like churches. Okay, Frank. Well, hey, always a pleasure to have you stopping in, buddy. Thank you so much. Thumbs up before you go. Did I spell lilies wrong? I think I did.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know.
Well, it says I did. You dropped the Y, add the I and ES, right? Let me double check that. Lilies of the field. I spelled it right. It's just wanting to be... It just wants to... Yeah, it doesn't want me talking about the flowers. But we're going to anyway. We're going to consider the lilies today. And someone said to you, well, what is... The whole parable of the whole thing of the consider the lilies was, of course, supposedly one of the parables of Jesus. And he's saying to people, consider the lilies. There's the flowers in the field, and they seem to be doing okay, so what do you have to worry about? Because if God's taking care of them, then he'll take care of you. So consider the lilies. But me, I just like the one from Life of Brian where he's like, consider the lilies. What do you got against the flowers? Oh, I've got nothing against the flowers. Fine. The robins of the field. Oh, he's having a go at the birds now. That's just great. Oh, hello, Steve. Man, that thing you sent was just absolutely awesome. The fact that you found something like that and then you were cool enough to share it with me was just amazing. Tickled me pink. Inspired me. I was like, I was going to go live in a little bit. That got me going. I was like, ah. What it was is it's an inflatable bat cave. And I was just like, oh, man, that's just awesome. I need one of those. I need an inflatable bat cave. Who doesn't, But as Steve said, you can't drop the You can't drop the J in there. That would be bad. I wouldn't want to pop my bat cave. That sounds like
would suck.
that sounds like one that would suck. Two, that sounds really weird. I was down there popping bat caves left and right. Well, you're gonna get in trouble for that kind of thing someday, Frank. Not today, not today. I don't know. Well, this is an absolute pleasure to have you guys back. I know I missed the live stream yesterday. I dropped a video of running some people over with a car in that game, Rules of Survival. Been getting really good at this one on the new map. They downloaded a new map with new vehicles and new weapons, and I've been enjoying it a lot. Been playing it quite a bit. And, I like that I have this screen app that allows me to record this. So put up a few of those videos. Some of the tap games I'm doing, Clash of Clans and all that. I might be loading some more of those up soon. Those are a lot of fun, really easy to do. I can make those as like filler videos. I know it's not a whole lot. Oh, Steve, man, absolutely, dude. It was great. What other stream are you in? I got to watch Ash's video. I figured that was something we could do together here is I'm going to put some headphones in, at least one headphone, and I'm going to watch Ash do his magnet fishing video. Hello, Shelly. Boo, she says, boo. Peanut, go away. Boo. Boo you. Boo hoo. All right.
Peanut?
But, yeah, Ash did this live, this video that just came out. He just put up about magnet fishing, and I figured I'd check it out. Something to do. Let's see. There we go. All right. Let's upload. Now, if you guys want to watch this together, just click on another screen, or you can go watch it elsewhere or come back to mine. Either way, doesn't matter. You just watch Steve's vid. Okay. Oh, let's put my earbud in here. A commercial with, what's his name? Oh, he does the, what is it called? He does the spam mail guy. Just Ash. I love the fan art someone made of him. That is absolutely so cool that someone drew some Just Ash. And they did a really good job. Hello, Ash. I'm good. How are you? I see you're out magnet fishing. And there's Brad, yeah. And Jake's mate. Okay. Oh, not a whole lot, Pat. How are you doing, sir? Glad to have you stopping in with us. Just hanging out here. I'm watching a bit of Just Ash. Watching his newest video with the magnet fishing. When that's done, I'll be hanging out with you guys, chilling, chatting, talking. Oh, look, some ducks. Who doesn't like the ducks? Sipping here on a lovely Monster. It's one of the Monster juices, the Mango Loco. Absolutely delicious. Is it actual juice? Is there actually any juice in here? I don't. What happened to the sound?
Peanut?
The sound disappeared all of a sudden.
Go lay down.
Huh. Hold on. This is odd. Did that happen to anybody else? No, it's fast. He's going at times 2 speed, so maybe he's learning to do the editing, but he needs to put some music over it. Not that I do any better editing myself in any way, shape, or form. My stuff's thrown. Oh, there he goes. There's sound back. Okay, so it was just the scene he had set up. But it says gun found magnet fishing, so I want to see this gun. He's finding all kinds of stuff and bits of metal here and there. Oh, well, very nice. Well, make sure you tell them happy birthday from all of us here on YouTube. That's very nice of you. You've been running around taking care of business. That's awesome. Good stuff. Well, good, Pat Mustard. I love the name there. Reminds me of Colonel Mustard from the board game and the hit movie Clue. Colonel Mustard was one of my favorite characters. Mr. Green was another one of my favorite. In the movie, he was absolutely... I told you I didn't do it. And I was always happy Mr. Green was the one. That was a good movie. If you guys haven't seen the movie Clue before, you should definitely go check it out. And Ash is over here just tossing his magnet into the water. I'm going to skip through a bit and see what he's got going on. Where are you from, Pat? You tuning in from the United States? Are you one of our UK friends? One of our friends in Australia? Oh, okay, okay. Well, then by that, just by you telling me that, I'm gonna guess then you are from the UK. I myself just recently started watching Father Ted. Everyone told me all about it. I'm a huge fan of the show. Are You Being Served? I've seen every episode. Oh, are you? Oh, you changed names on me. Gosh, that's a good monster. Wow. All right, I want to see this gun. Screws. Screws, McDuck. Oh, there it is, I think. He's on the barrel. No, that's a pipe. Oh, it's an air rifle. Okay. That's an air rifle type gun. I'm familiar with those. That's cool. Oh, you're mysterious like that. Okay, well, that was a good video. Let's thumbs up Ash here. Give him a thumbs up. I'm number 50, and I guess I'm view number 215. So that's doing good. He's got a good viewership to thumbs up viewers. Good numbers. Good numbers. All right, let me get back over to my channel and see what you guys have been talking about and hanging out. We got 8 people stopping in to hang out today. Pleasure to have each and every one of you stopping in and enjoying your afternoon. Hopefully you're having a good Monday. I know I'm having a great Monday. So, what can we talk about? Like I was telling Evie earlier, I said I like church. I like old church buildings. Like seeing old cathedrals and stuff like that is just, I think that kind of architecture is absolutely amazing. However, I'm just not a fan of church, but I think old buildings like that are absolutely gorgeous. But that's just me. Been watching a little bit of the Olympics going on. I was watching some curling and then field hockey, or I guess indoor hockey as it's called. That looked backbreaking, having to stay bent over that long, trying to pass it around. No, I definitely like more modern hockey. It definitely has a little bit more appeal. I couldn't imagine those poor people having to be... They're bent over the whole game. The whole game. Painful. See, there's my point exactly. Gothic architecture is nice, too bad it's a church, though, right? That's my exact same point. Same theory, same everything. I'm thinking along the same lines. Good. See, I'm glad we connect like this. All of us in that seem to hang out in this live stream with me. All of you seem to understand, and we're on the same, we're right there. We're right there. And I get it, you get it. And for somebody who's hard to impress, I'm impressed.
Seriously, knock it off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, Peanut. What, man? You're having a day today, huh?
He really is.
There you go. You're just having a day, man. Sometimes I know, bro, but what? What do you want? Oh, you want something. You gotta go outside? No, you want water, huh? Hold on, I'll get you some in a little bit. You just had some not long ago, dude.
Exactly. That's why.
No, man. Nah, bro.
Peanut.
You just had water, man. You're gonna get sick and throw up if I give you more. No.
Peanut.
Ugh.
I'm all excited.
Oh, you're playing Battlefront. All right, kill him. Kill him, Steve. Super Steve. I want to start playing Fortnite. I was looking at, I think all I need is a PlayStation 3 or an Xbox One. All right, well, that's awesome, David. In a rotisserie, you just set it and forget it, right? 5 minutes a pound and you're all set. Hi, kitty. Oh, don't you start. It just said hi.
Peanut now.
It's like an animal day today. I don't know what. Maybe it's something to do with the magnetics. Someone checked the
Weather.
someone checked the sunspots for us. Maybe that's what it is. Let me check the solar activity. Maybe that's what's going on. Solar activity. Here we go. This will help clear up what's going on. We're heading into the bottom of the solar minimum when the sun tends to have fewer sunspots, solar flares, and coronal mass ejections, large eruptions of plasma, electrons, and ions on magnetic field. But despite where we are in the sun, activity on the sun has dramatically picked up over the last few days. Well, that would explain it. This was dated in September 8th, 2017, so that's not really up to date. Let's see. Let's find a more recent posting and see if we can solve the mystery of why the animals are being nuisances today. Let's go into solar news. News about... Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now we're solving issues. Scientists warn of sun conditions similar to the Little Ice Age. Okay. The UK Space Agency is monitoring some huge solar flares. So right now, I guess there might be some solar activity. That would explain why the animals are being animals. Weird today. So blame it on the sun. So there you go. How's that for Bill Nye? That's my conclusion. And if you don't like it, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Seems perfectly logical to me. Okay. Your rotisserie chicken is the bomb. What'd you put on it, Davo? Did you put a little garlic on there, maybe, huh? There's the first one of many, I'm sure. Anyway, as I was saying before, we were rudely interrupted. Maybe a little rosemary on there, Dave? Huh? A little garlic? Yeah. Maybe some Italian seasoning made with real Italians. Right on there. Oh yeah. I believe you, Dave. I believe you. Now that's very mean of you to tell us about this amazing chicken that you're doing, and then there's no way to then sample said chicken. Piper, come on. But I'm sure it's delicious, David. Absolutely. I wouldn't doubt it whatsoever. You look like a guy who knows how to make a mean chicken. So, rotisserie it up, Davo. Rotisserie it up. Yep. Not today, dude. Okay, we're gonna stop. It's the sun. It's just the sun doing this to you. You've got to recognize the problem, and then make a conscious decision to change your thought patterns about it. Okay. So just realize it's the sun. It's just the sun. So lay down. There you go. Good boy. Down. There you go. Just the sun. It's just the sun. It's just the sun. There you go. Perfect. See? Crocodile Dundee him. And they're making a new Crocodile Dundee, and I was actually watching the previews for it, and it looks terrible. Looks horrible. They're gonna ruin Crocodile Dundee. They're gonna ruin it. If this is the real route of how they're gonna do this movie, it's gonna tank at the box office, and I don't think what they're realizing is that the 90s, I've been saying, are coming back around, and what it is because all the people who were kids in the late 80s or early 90s, they're becoming the middle area of where you want to advertise to that age group, 25 to 35. Quite remember those things very well. What's happening is, like I said, they're advertising to that market. And I lost where I was going with this. Crap. Look, they're advertising to that market. So trust me, I was there. I don't know what. Something about that. I don't know. I could rewind and figure it out, but that would just be silly. Another bombed. So bad. It happens. What are you going to do? And you know what's going to happen in about 5 minutes? I'll remember exactly what it was. And then I'll just jump right back into that and we'll pick it up when I remember. And I don't want to hear about this. You're not my dad. Oh. Lex, what you been up to, buddy? How's the game and life been going on? I tried to play the tank game, World of Tanks, the other day. And it took me like an hour and a half to download all the updates that I needed. And by the time it was actually time where I could finally play the game, I had to sit for like 3 games of Rules of Survival. And by the time that ended, I didn't feel like playing tanks anymore. School life, well, you know. Some days I wish I could go back to high school. I wouldn't want to have to deal with all the... But you know what, when I think about it, dealing with like having to go to school and work wasn't so bad. But I wouldn't want to have to do all the school again. But there were aspects of it that were a lot of fun. I would have joined the army sooner. That's what I would have done. That's one thing. Yep, would have joined the army a lot sooner. Would have it waited. I'd have gotten some rank before all this war stuff kicked off bad. And then it would have been a lot better. Yup. That's the only change I would have implemented. What about you guys? What would you change? Would you go back? If you could go back into your life and implement one thing differently, just one thing. This one thing can't affect somebody else's life, just the direction of your own. What would you do? What would you do differently? Mine would be I would join the military sooner. It wouldn't change anything of the outcome because my outcomes would still be the same, but I would have changed a lot different things about. So, as long as everything could have gone to the same, if I could have just gone to Fort Irwin 3 years earlier, 4 years earlier, that would have worked. I could have hung out there for a hot minute. We should all be adult enough so that nobody needs an army. That would be great. Matt, thank you. That is a wonderful point. I wish we did live in a world where we didn't need militaries. That would be great. But unfortunately, we don't. And that's a shame. It truly is. It would be great. That would be every soldier's goal, is to never have to worry about that kind of thing again. Because trust me, it sucks. It sucks in a good way sometimes, and it sucks in a bad way. But yes, Matt, I couldn't agree more. Thank you. What a wonderful point. We all should be. If we all live like this, if we just all obeyed a very simple rule, do whatever you like, as long as you don't harm anybody else or anybody else's property. Do whatever you like. If we all lived just by that rule, I think we'd be okay. A lot more stuff would be solved. Do whatever you like, as long as you don't harm anybody else or anybody else's stuff. That's it. That's all we really that's such a universal rule, it shouldn't even be a question. What'd you say here, David? Well, I would probably feel better. Well, you know, David, or excuse me, Matt, it's interesting. The military lifestyle was great, though. My dad was in the military all of my childhood, and he only went to a few months of being in Desert Storm, Desert Shield, so he didn't do a whole lot of combat time. I did myself a total of 26 months. As far as being told what to do, I kind of signed up knowing that I would go there. They never made that a secret to me. I was very well aware of what I was doing, and it's a shame, but I do know my interpreter from Iraq, who's now here in the United States, and if I just talk to him and I listen to the stories he tells me, if I only rationalize, Afghanistan was a totally different subject because the Afghan government invited us in as well as the coalition of other people. Iraq was a different story, but the way I can say it is that my friends, a few of my interpreters, are here in America and safe, and they're good men, and I trust these guys. I've trusted them with my life before, and I do it the same now. Hazim, yeah, that's my interpreter who lives not too far away. I think he's moving to my town. He wanted to be closer to somebody who knows the ins and outs and can help him out, and that would be me. And it's funny enough, too, is that when I was in Iraq and I was telling him that I was a Jew, and he was like, man, when Saddam kicked all the Jews out, it was terrible for Iraq. We lost a lot of money and business here that was doing great. And he goes, I loved when the Jews were here. They always paid cash, and they were on time. And I was like, well, thank you, man. By the way, you got those watches for me? Yeah, here's cash. And he was like, oh, and they're on time. So Hazim's a good friend of mine, and that's how the only way I can rationalize being there for that one. Afghanistan, I still have some great friends from over there that I talk to. Wonderful people, a few in Germany, a few in America now, and they're good people. The Afghanis are really good people. I got nothing negative to say about them. They were very gracious hosts. Iraq. Oh, okay. I guess you could say Iraq if you want to. you know, uh, well, Americans, right? Where are you from, Matt? I take it the UK. I worked with some people from the UK before. Really nice people, great army. Worked with the Canadian Army. They were really nice people. Loved working with them. The Romanians were very nice and friendly. The Swedes, the Turks, uh, all pretty cool people. Hello, Joe. How are you? Thanks for stopping in. Today I was at the gas station picking up my energy drink and showed the guy. I always tell people when they say, they need to see your ID. I'm like, here's my adult card. And they're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, well, that's what it says. It says I'm an adult, I guess. And the guy was looking at it. He goes, your picture looks a lot different. Your hair is longer. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, check this one out. And I pulled out my VA ID, and I had taken that shortly after I'd gotten out. Have I had to shoot at anyone? Directly, to answer that question directly, no. Indirectly, yes. So there's different types of shooting. So yes, indirectly, yes. Directly, no. I did go on foot patrol. I volunteered for a 5-day mission to go specifically look for bombs and enemy. And I volunteered for that. I was very proud and happy to do so. I was invited back by the same unit. They wanted me to come back and do another mission with them, another 5-day mission, and my unit wouldn't let me. It was at times there was one time they took us walking into a field, and it was like really really late at night, and we had our NVGs on, our night vision goggles and everything, and we're moving really quietly. And what they did was they staggered us off in these bushes and fields in groups of 2, and we were just supposed to sit there and just wait and listen to see if there was anybody shooting guns or popping mortars at the base. And we were positioned outside of the base, just waiting to go ambush some people. And that's a crazy time when you can't move and you can't make any noise and you got to be real quiet. And it's just it's interesting. It's interesting. It was something I'm very happy that I got to do and be a part of and experience. And we had some moments when we found some stuff, and we had to call in the bomb guys to come blow everything up. And we came across another unit, and they had been out there, and they were damn near heat stroke, and they needed some relief guarding a position. So we showed up on scene, and they assigned me the medic position, even though I wasn't a medic. But I paid really good attention when I did my medic class. I scored really high on the test, so I guess they said, "Oh, he's good. He can be the medic." So I was giving guys IVs and bringing water to people and checking temperatures and having to open up people's uniforms and dump cold water on people and go through all this field of a grove while we were waiting for the to blow up some bombs. So interesting stuff. Um, Good stuff. Good times. I got a nice picture of that somewhere. We took a picture right before we went outside, and the lieutenant colonel who was with us, he wrote a hand letter to my mother, thanking for steal any gold. No, I would never do that. That would be wrong. I wouldn't steal from people over there. If I got something, I paid for it. I don't believe in stealing like that. That's just not cool. Why would you want to take from some people like that? I knew some people that did steal, and that just wasn't my thing. I wasn't. I was also very careful with what I did over there. I bought watches though. I bought some really nice watches. Um, I got about 9 fake Rolexes, and then out of the bunch, I got one real one. And uh, that one I've hung on to, and I'm never gonna get rid of. But yep, it can happen, and I just kept buying them until I got a real one. And sometimes it just happens. Exactly, David. I was never out to screw anybody over. I was being paid plenty of money. If I needed anything, I could just as easily buy it. There was gold for sale there if you wanted to buy gold. Never saw any reason to steal anything from anybody. Um, just wasn't worth the trouble. Uh, I'd rather just do my own thing and do what I was doing. And oh, I'm sure that happened. I wouldn't doubt it, Matt. Or that was probably early on in the war when it first started. How do I know the Rolex is real? Out of the other ones, you can also feel a weight difference, but mine also had some kind had stamping on it, and it had a number marking, and it indicates the model. Now I wound up getting what was the model was an early '90s Rolex. But the other ones didn't have the stamps on it, and I was able to find the model number, and I was able to look up all the models and the prints and all the little harm marks on it, like you said, and I was able to find out the model number specifically of the one that I got, and the rest you could just feel were fake. They were so light and cheap, and this one I was like, wait a minute, this one has weight, and that was my first indication on one of them. So that led me to dig deeper into into looking up serial numbers and part numbers, and sure enough, it turned out it was made for Britain. It's a British Rolex. Came out in the 1990s, and they are valued at about 9 grand. It happens. Soldiers were buying black diamonds over in Afghanistan, and they were uncut.
Peanut.
Oh yeah, it's got the diamonds in it. One of my buddies bought a uncut black diamond. I think it was like 3 or 4 carats for like $300. Brought it back to the States, and he sold it to a jewelry store for like a couple grand. That happened quite a bit. If you could get some real ones, and as long as you were dealing with honest people, you could get some decent prices on stuff like that and make a little bit of profit. I never saw a want out of it. The watch to me is worth more, and just the story in itself is worth more than anything. The money of its value really means nothing. But the story of it, and when I showed it to Hazim when he came to visit me here, he was like, "Really, you got a real one?" And I was like, "You got me a real one. You had it." He was like, "Damn, if I'd have known, I would have sold it." I heard about things like he'd heard about this happening, guys buying the watches, taking them back to the States, and flipping them and making some decent money on them.
Let's go.
Go butter.
Next time you wine.
So yeah, there was always the possibility. Good times. They had giant bazaars there too, where you could buy anything. They had a sign up too that said, "You can buy anything. We will find you anything." And they weren't kidding. If you could have anything you wanted drugs, you just tell them. Did I bring any guns home? No, that would have been illegal as well. And no, I didn't break any. I have my own guns though. I've purchased my own. But no, I wouldn't have. Can't steal guns. That would have been illegal. It's huge against the law. We had to go through customs just like everything else, and they had custom officers go through our luggage, and they x-rayed everything. And then when we were coming back, now I did hear that in Desert Storm there were people, and of course this is just me. I got to Desert Iraq in 2007. So remember, the war kicked off in like 2003. So it'd already been going about 4 years when I got there. So a lot of the looting and that kind of stuff was already kind of gone and over by the time I got there. So there really wasn't a whole lot of that going on aspect wise. Not that I'm aware of, too, but I kept my nose clean. So if there was that going on, I wasn't aware of it because I just wasn't putting myself around it. Uh, and that's, I think, the truth of anything is that if you go looking for trouble, you're gonna find it. And if you just don't look for it, it generally doesn't come looking for you. In general, of course, that's not always true. It's not a perfect system, but for the most part, yeah. You don't look for any kind of issues, there usually won't be any issues. So, no, I did not bring any guns back with me. Again, that would have been illegal. But I just bought my own. That works too. Hump butterball. Oh, well, yeah. Back in World War II, there was no customs laws like that, and war trophies were more than allowed. It was almost expected that people were going to do that. That was very common practice back in the day, like that. People doing that kind of stuff. World War II was one of the few wars we missed out on. But we had. Hold on, let me bring up this picture for you guys real quick. It's one of my favorite pictures of all time. I got to get my dad a new one to update though because I don't like the old picture on it. Let me bring it up real quick.
They need to put the one that Steve had on of you and the little acting boy.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite pictures as well. Let's see. Show you a big old proud military family. Okay, well hold on a second. While I'm at it real quick. Just so you guys can see. Hold on, let me flip this camera around. Okay, that's Hazim when he came to visit me here. That was my interpreter from Iraq. Iraq. Let's see. Oh, there it is. And this is the picture that I'm very, very, very proud of. So we've got, there's my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father, and myself. So there we go. So let's see. That's World War I, Korea, Desert Storm, Iraq, Afghanistan. Now that's just one side. Now my other grandfather, he did Vietnam and Korea because he served. He was a career just like my dad did 22 years. Grandpa Joe just served for World War I. Grandpa Leonard, he joined the military and lied about his age to get in early so that he could serve 3 instead of being drafted 5. So, yeah. And then Dad joined up, started in the Air Force, transferred to the Army, and I did my time in the Army. So, yay. So, lots of military service there. Total, I think we have over 100 years of military service in the family.
Stop it. I just took you out. There is absolutely no reason for this.
Good times. Let's see. Pictures in Afghanistan. Oh, that was a good one. Look at this. You want to see something crazy? 2011. Man, I was looking sharp. Look at this. Look at that. Bam. There's your boy. Ah. Look, you saw the hair all clean cut. Slaying it. Yeah, no taking those priceless paintings. That's okay. I don't think I would have been interested in fine art anyhow. Oh, good times, good times. I don't think I have that picture of the patrol. I've got the 2.9mm. That was pretty cool. But yeah, anyway. So, off that subject and back to what we were talking about, which I don't remember. So we're going to have to just come up with a new topic to talk about. I hope all of you have considered the Lilies. Love to hear what you thought about it. Trust me, getting those watches through was not the easiest thing in the world either, because you're only allowed one set, and I had 10 sets in total. So I had to distribute those amongst people and then get them back in the States once I got it. No, Matt, we're absolutely happy. You're never butting in. Yeah, I was late. No. You're never butting in. You're more than welcome to talk. No one's ever butting in. Happy to have all of you. Even if you were trolling. That's fine. That's a lot of watches in the anus. Yes, sir. They called me the jewelry store. Making watches disappear, you know. Oh, magic trick, you know. Where'd the watch go? That's funny. That's good. Very nice. You're such a kidder. Now you see it, now you don't. Why are you walking funny and sweaty, right? Look, I've got a 16-carat diamond up my ass, and we got a 12-hour flight. So I'm holding on by a thread here, guys.
Piper.
You know, don't touch me, you know. You're going to ruin it. Sweating on the plane. Whoo! Whew. You know, take seats. Oh. Yeah. No, I was just distribute them. Nobody make me laugh, right? The whole flight. I don't want nothing to drink. I just want to sit here and go to sleep. Wake me up when we're halfway over the Atlantic. And when we land, I'll be happy to tell you what time it is in 12 different time zones. Funny enough, too, Afghanistan has a half-hour time zone difference, which is really weird. So, like, where everybody else in the world is like, oh, it's 7. Oh, it's 8 here. Oh, it's 9. Oh, it's, 5 o'clock here. And they're like, it's 8:30. What? Yep, 8:30. How does that work that there's a half-hour time zone? I don't know, but there is. What? It was very trippy. These are things they don't tell you when you first sign up for the military. You'd be surprised, too, if you can't find somebody who can keep what time it is. You can really throw off a lot of days if nobody knows what time it is. That happened in basic training. They didn't bother to give us a watch, and not everybody had watches. One kid had a watch, and he was the only kid who knew what time it was. And when they said, hey, be down here at this time, 300 people, one watch. As soon as I got a chance to go, I bought a watch. I had a watch with me for the longest time. Then I needed a watch in Iraq. And I was hanging out with Sip, and we went by the phone center. And he sits down at a phone, makes a phone call, comes over to me. He goes, hey, you needed a watch, didn't you? And I was like, yeah, but I haven't bought one yet. He goes, here, brand new watch, still on the thing and everything. And I was like, holy crap, thanks, man. He was like, yeah, well, I don't need one, and you said you needed a watch. I was like, yeah, I did. So Sip hooked me up with the watch, and I had that watch all the way into Afghanistan until the battery finally died. And I was like, well, I can't get another battery for it right away, and it's just easier to order another watch than try to order that and the screws and then take the time. So, yeah, just got another watch, but kept that watch for like 6 years. I think it finally died. I was getting ready to leave for Afghanistan. I pulled it out. I'm like, oh, look, it still works. And I went to hit the button, one click of it, and bam. Oh, I wouldn't doubt that, Peter. Absolutely. They played guinea pig with us. I still don't know what shots I was given. I know a lot of them burned. The anthrax program burned. That burned bad for days. Felt like a golf ball was in your arm. For days. It felt like literally when they gave you the shot, it felt like someone came up and just dead arm punched you like 10 times. Da 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 da. Ah, my arm. And then the smallpox shot. That wasn't even a shot. They took a trident, this three little prong thing, and they dipped it in the juice. And then they stabbed. Oh, I just hit myself in the chin. And they stabbed us with it in the arm. And they're like, if it bleeds, you're good. Oh, gee, thanks. When I showed up to basic training, I had all my shot records from the military. And I'm like, look, I don't need all these shots. I got them. Had them all. And they were like, you're getting them again. I'm like, what does that do to somebody? Are there tests and measures to figure out the effects of vaccinating somebody twice? What happens when that happens? I don't know, do you? I have no idea, to be honest with you, Peter. I got the scar from the smallpox. They told us it was going to scar us, and that was expected. So yeah, I got my scar. It's right here on my arm. Smallpox vaccinated for 10 years. Anthrax permanent. I could pretty much take a line of anthrax and it won't bother me. According to them, at least. I told Sip, and Sip and I agree. If you played Metal Gear Solid, I assume Grey Wolf Cyborg Ninja happens. I'm sure it does. I'd like to believe that they gave us steroid shots. I think they were. And then when you get out of the military, they stop giving them to you and your body starts falling apart because you're not on the steroids anymore. And like everything that they said, like even the MREs, Sip made a good point. He goes, the food, everything says fortified with vitamins. But they don't really tell you what those vitamins are. It's not steroids, it's a protein thing. So they were fortifying our food is what they were telling us. They fortified our food with stuff. And I think is what it was is they were putting stuff into us to make our bodies push harder, longer, stronger. And then when you get done, they don't give them to you anymore. Saltpeter shots, yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. The MREs have so much salt and fat and proteins in it, man. Honestly, there were days where I could eat like 2, maybe 3 MREs if we were like doing a lot of work. And you got to figure that was like 6,000 calories. And boy, man, you could be hungry. And those things will just give you a ton of energy and don't make you really feel very full. So you get energy boost with very little space taken up. And I think that's a good combination they came up with. Because, boy, MREs do not fill you up. But they will give you all the boost you need. All those vitamins. So, and the shots, who knows, man? I can't say for sure. I got a shot record that's 4 pages long. I wouldn't doubt. They must have knew they were using chemical weapons. Well, they do that. Of course, they do that to test. And when I was leaving the military, they sent me to the hospital for my shoulder. And they told me, they're like, listen, you're lucky. And I said, I'm lucky? Why am I lucky? They said, we got you in on a test program for this medication. And they said only 1 out of 100 soldiers here on Fort Campbell is going to make it into this test. And you're one of the 100. And you're going to take this new medication dosage and see how it affects. And I was like, the hell I am. So I didn't take it. But they tried to put me into that. And I said, no. When I was at Fort Irwin once, I was coming out of the optometry center. I had just gotten contacts or glasses prescription. And this colonel or something comes over and goes, hey, you, come here. I was like, yes, sir. He goes, we just got this new piece of equipment and we're going to try it on you. Sit down. I'm like, okay. So they put me in the chair, sat down. He goes, all right, close your eyes. I'm like, close my eyes? And they're like, yeah, this is how this machine works. Close your eyes. I'm like, you're going to look at my eyes, but you want me to close my eyes. And he's like, yep. I'm like, okay. So I closed my eyes and I got this goop of cold goo on my eye. Basically what it was is the machine was a handheld sonogram for your eye. And they could make a 3D model on the computer of your eye, even with your eye closed. So they put the goo on, and then you could feel him rubbing it over. And then he's like, okay, here, wipe it off. And then they let me look at my eyeball. And They were like, "Oh, look at that! You can see everything." And I was like, "Well, have you guys ever used this piece of equipment before?" They're like, "No, just got it in." I'm like, "So you just tested it on me?" And they were like, "Yeah, pretty much." And I was like, "Well, do I get a certificate or anything like that?" Like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I'm just late back to work, and they're like, "Pretty much, but you're good." I'm like, okay. I remember too. They sent me. They had dilated my eyes, and they sent me back to work, and they didn't give me any sunglasses, and I couldn't wear my regular glasses. So I called Sip, and I was like, "Sip, come get me. I'm at the eye place, and I can't drive." He's like, "Okay." So Sip comes and gets me, takes me back to the motor pool, and I'm like trying to walk with my eyes closed around to see people, and I go up to my NCO, and Corporal Cunningham. "Yeah, what's up?" I'm like, "Can I go? Can I have Sip drive me to the PX to buy some sunglasses?" He was like, "They didn't give you any sunglasses," and I was like, "No." And he goes, "Not even the cheap foldable ones?" I was like, "No, they gave me nothing, and my eyes are dilated, and I can't see shit anyway." And he goes, I think it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Bless you, hon. Bless you. He says to me, "Well, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just Sip, go back to your room with him and hang out with him until the duty day is over." And Sip goes back. He goes, "Dude, do you need me to really hang out with you?" And I was like, "Nah, man, go back to your room." "Okay, dude." So I went to my room and I couldn't do a whole lot. So I was reading because when I first got to Fort Irwin, I didn't have a lot of stuff and I didn't want to buy a bunch of junk because I knew I was getting ready to deploy. So I was going to the library and renting books out of the library, and I read a whole series of books before we left. I think in like 6 weeks I read 9 books, and so yeah. So I just got real close to a book, and that's all I could do for the rest of the day until my eyes went to bed. Oh my God, you're off YouTube! Shut up, Brad. Hello, Brad. Oh my God, you're off
Hello,
YouTube.
cousin.
I can't wait to do that when we get to Nashville. I'm gonna run up to you and make a huge scene. I'm gonna do that everywhere we go with you. Anywhere and everywhere we go, I'm going to do that, Brad, with you. You think it embarrasses me? No, 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 no. It's gonna embarrass you. I'll cause a scene, dude.
You have no idea what he's getting
Yeah,
into.
yeah. I'm gonna make a fuss. I went live early specifically so some people in the UK could have time to come over so that it's not so late. So I'm glad I was able to catch you, Brad. What's the smoke? Oh, wouldn't you like to know, Matt? Wouldn't you like to know? You're still at work. Oh, you're at work? That sucks. That sucks, buddy. Meh. Is it wacky tobacco? The wackiest. It's anything you want it to be. Use your imagination. Whatever you want it to be. Fine China heroin, that's what it is. Uh-oh. Well, you be careful, Brad. Thanks for stopping in. Don't get in trouble. And as soon as Brad leaves, guys, I'll post the where his address of where he works, so you can go see him at work. Wouldn't that be fun? Right? Left-handed cigarettes. There you go. I heard that's why they're called L's. Smoke an L. I don't know if that's true or not. Sounds legit to me. You know? Why not? Piper. Piper. What are you doing, pretty kitty? What are you doing, little face? This cat has never. Let's see. Good to see you back at work. I need to get back. Ah. No, don't go to work. Don't go to work. Just hang out here and chill on YouTube. Don't go to work. Work is for squares. You don't want to be a square, do you? Of course not. Magnet fishing video. I haven't been on YouTube to check everything out in a couple days now. Yeah, looks like it was doing pretty good. You haven't been for 7 months. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully everything is okay and you're not hurt or anything like that. That would suck. We don't want that. But let's see. Been losing some subscribers, but I've been picking up subscribers. And again, I think I'm losing. Like people who aren't really into watching anyway, and I'm picking up people who actually are watching. So I think that's a good thing. And I got a few new people that are commenting, and hopefully some new subscribers are joining. Let's check and see. I haven't actually checked in a while. Nope, no new subscribers in at least 6 days now, it says. 6 days of no new subscribers. Hello, Darren. Haven't seen you in a while, man. How you been? Oh, well, lordy. That's not good. It says I got a new subscriber. Yay. I've been stuck in the 1300s for so long now. Just up and down. Oh, pretty good, Darren. Just doing my thing, hanging out, playing some Rules of Survival, making live streams with you guys, hanging out, chilling. You know, the usual. Glad to see everybody stopping in. Got some new faces apparently coming back. Some people we haven't seen in a while. It's always a pleasure. Steve over there rocking some. Yeah, I'm sure I'm still on in the background and he's just playing games and all good. Hello, Sean. Sean Katie stopping by to say hi. Hey. Good to see you, man. What's the best time in the UK? I try to go early for you guys so that it's on around 10 at the latest. Because I know you guys are 6 hours ahead of me. So 10 o'clock is generally the latest I'll be coming on to the UK. So I'll be right there to tuck you in for your nights and everything like that. But I try to come on a little earlier once in a while. I'll start make sure I do live stream notifications when I'm getting ready to earlier that day to try to help out with that schedule conflict. I have been doing multiple streams in one day at different times to try to catch different folks at different times so everybody gets to enjoy some me time. But it's not always easy to do the multiple ones, but I'll always do my best. And if you miss the live streams, that's okay. Just go back later, watch it. At least then you can just check the highlights, you know. Maybe people will put in there the funny stuff we have. You can just kind of breeze through it. That way you're not caught up in the boringness of the lag or when I ADD out or when I have my own flashback, my own JD moments, if you will. So, there you go. But there's always other great videos to watch. Again, the earlier videos are their funny ones. I've been making a lot of new playlists so you guys can just hit the... I caught the end of you coming home in your car. Okay. Well, very cool. Yeah, the Nashville drive. That was a long ride. It was actually a longer ride than I remember. I hate having to go to that place. It's so far to drive. But again, though, you get they pay for the mileage, so I can't complain.
Too much.
Yeah, not too much. I get to complain if I want to. I earn that one. But it's still a long drive. But sometimes it's nice when you can make a day out of it. But they lost all my records, so that was frustrating. So everything I had done there has to be redone. Like, great. Wonderful. That is awesome. But that's the VA for you. Again, can't complain when it's...
medical care.
Yeah, can't complain when it's free medical care. I mean, I could complain, but they wouldn't care. So I just don't see a point in complaining. But, whatever. They do their thing, I do mine. If I need some Tylenol or a broken bone, I'm sure they got that covered, no problem. Yeah, just the major stuff.
Just the general.
I'm very much I keep myself on the Russian healthcare system, which is don't get sick. Or if you do, there's a lot of things out there. I understand the elderly and the young have a more rough time with getting sick and everything, but for the most part, it's not really rocket science. Drink some soup, have some orange juice, take some Tylenol, jump in the shower to break the fever, and sleep it off. Take some NyQuil, and best course of action: knock yourself out and sleep it off. Your body will fix itself while you're sleeping, and that's probably the best medicine in the world. Well, it's not free healthcare for everybody. I had to earn mine. It was part of a contract, and uh, some people do have to pay for a small copay for it. But when you get to the level of disability I've reached, you don't have to. But it's not disability compensation, I should say. When you reach the level of VA compensation, there's a difference. And you get a lot of medical students, and that's how they get to practice and learn. But I also know that they've done tests on veterans at the VA, and they've slipped in meds to do, silent studies. So I'm very leery about going to the VA for meds because I know they do this. It's been well documented that they've done it before. And you can't complain when you're getting the free healthcare, and that's the point. So they're allowed to test because it's government, and I don't want to be part of any studies that I don't know. There's never anything good that comes from the word secret and study. Well, we had to hide it. Why'd you have to hide it? Well, because there could have been some bad things. Well, then you don't have to hide things. If they're like, oh, we found this pill and it cures all, so we're going to tell everybody about it and we're going to do a test group. If they tell you about it, it's no big deal. It's the ones they don't want to tell you about that you got to be nervous about. So yeah. It's just like nukes. You don't fear a country that has nukes. You fear a country that doesn't say they have nukes, but they do. So yeah. Well, guys, I don't mind paying taxes. I still use the road just like everybody else, and yeah, still have infrastructure like everybody else. That's more than fair. I appreciate what they do to take care of me. I'm very grateful, and I'm never gonna bite the hand that feeds me. And I'm again very grateful for the care and that I receive, and so I would never complain about it. It's frustrating sometimes, but it's not that big of a deal. And paying, you're still being part of the team and sharing and taking care of my portion is more than worth it. Still pay my property tax just like everybody else, which improves the school system. Which, when you think about it, that does help out because then kids are gonna go get jobs to pay taxes to make sure that the people who take care of me are still being funded. So it overall it works out pretty well. But as long as you're part of that group and in that system, then it works. But all right, guys. Well, this was just a little short video. Wanted to come on, say hi. Uh, I appreciate everyone stopping in, hanging out for a little bit. I might be back later on tonight for a late night one. Catch you guys on the early morning side in the UK. Maybe late evening, early evening for those in California. But yeah, make sure you stay tuned. It's coming up very soon. That Sip will be here, and we'll have the Joe and a Jay morning show back, which I'm looking forward to. I'm sure you guys are as well. Who isn't looking forward to that? It's going to be a lot of fun. It's always a blast. We're going to have some coffee, our morning Jay. We're going to talk about some stuff. We'll check out what's going on with you guys. We'll have commentary questions. Maybe we'll set it up where we can do some Skype calls where you can call in and talk to us while we're doing that. That way you can ask questions to us live, get your shout out, get yourself on the show. That could be a lot of fun to do. Maybe we'll even just go buy a little burner phone just to do that. Or maybe we'll just set up a Skype line here and you guys can Skype in and say hi. That would be a lot of fun. Absolutely, Matt. It was an absolute pleasure. You guys, again, thank you so much for stopping by to everybody who came in. Thank you for wasting some of your life with me. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you check out some other videos. Thumbs up if you haven't already. And I'll check you out and see you later. Bye, guys.